Welcome back, folks. I want to do a long-term review on these Rancho 9000XLs. So real quick, try to make this a quick video for you. These are probably one of the more robust shocks you can buy, just, you might say, at your average parts store. You know, not like a specialty shop, so, you know, four-wheel parts, special four-wheel drive related shop, you know, aftermarket specialties type store. But they're technically an adjustable shock, and made in the US. They're a Monroe product as far as I'm like 99.9% sure. And anyway, so I installed these on this pickup at let's see, at 100, well, let's see, I didn't write that down. So let's see, I installed these back on March 18th of 2011. These are the front two shocks, so they're probably going to see the most abuse. Now the truck has, whatever I'm at, 270K roughly. But anyway, so they're pulled off, and these have 137,119 miles on them. So fair amount of miles for sure, and on a heavy duty pickup that's how I've been, you know, does see a lot of highway miles, but also sees, you know, a little bit of off-roading, lots of towing, has a heavy bumper over the front end. But these things have held up great. So I mean, I just figured replace them because of the mileage, and let's just see how they are after that many miles. So I'll compress this guy down. Definitely hard to compress, so basically full compression there, and kind of comes back up slow. So that one's definitely on the, you know, it's not completely fried though, right? So it's not a shock where you pull them off and you push them down, they never come back up, or you just can't press them down, right? So it's still, that piston's still moving in there. And this one, I believe, is probably the same case. I haven't pushed these down, they've been sitting out in the shop. That one goes down even smoother and faster. Let's see the rebound. And that one rebounds a lot more steady than on that. This guy's about ready to break. So anyways, let's just pull this thing off and check these pistons, or at least one of these pistons. Here we go. And the condition of that piston looks really good, actually. Feels smooth, looks smooth. So yeah, I don't think that you can complain with these at all. Just a overall good quality shock, in my opinion. I mean, these things have gotten, like everything, absolutely ridiculously expensive here in the last year, but that's those. These RS9000s, I'd definitely run them again. In fact, as you guys have seen in a previous video, I put 9000XLs back on the front of this once we got the leveling kit on. And they're a different part number just because they're a little bit longer because of the leveling kit, but there's a new one. So brand new, and then we saw the old one, so you can see the finish on them held up really well as well. You know, some rust, some grime obviously, but no major issues. The bushings look all fine, nothing really, you know, bad on any of these bushings. So just, I would definitely recommend these shocks. You know, kind of a shock to me is a shock, but unless you're going remote reservoir, you know, coilover, something special. But at least these are made in the US and they're beefy. The diameter of these pistons are huge, which is nice. And they're just, I'd say, a damn good shock for what you get. So with that said, it's either not completely seized with 137,000 miles on them, so in my opinion that's a good deal. The only thing that's kind of weird about these, in my opinion, is they give you freaking zip tie for these weird boots, and that's how you're supposed to connect them. I don't know. I mean, I'd almost prefer like a stainless, I mean, it'd be more money probably, marginally, but maybe like a stainless, you know, band clamp something else on there, maybe. But then, you know, you get a little bit of water in the top and then it goes down to here, then it just sits. So I don't know if that's the best thing either, but I guess that is what it is. So with that said, I guess let me just try and cut this guy open and I'll let you go. See what it looks like at the bottom of that piston here. Let's see here. There we go. See if we can set you down here a second. See, this is what why I wanted to cut that all of a sudden. See, that's what happens with these. The water gets down on there and sits on the top there and just rusts the living shit out of this top portion, as you can see. I mean, it's just completely rusted out right there. So, but the piston still moves, which I guess is the important thing. It's not leaking everywhere. But, yeah, if you lived in a completely rusty climate, you might say, in the Rust Belt, right? In the UP of Michigan, I'm sure these things would be roasted real quick with this boot design. You know, so I think some of these older shocks, they used to have like a hard plastic boot that would clip, you know, basically rest up here. Then as the shock would travel, the plastic boot was just a hard piece that would go over this. And, you know, that almost seems like a better design for me. Or even just leave these boots off then. Might be a better solution for some people in some climates. You don't get that freaking nasty rust buildup. I mean, yeah, that's just... Yeah, you can see it's all coming out right there. So, anyways, that's my video on these guys. I recommend. Take it easy. Bye.